Welcome to this week's episode of Ever After Experts. Today I'm joined by photographer Barry Page. Hello, Barry.
Hello, Carol.
Thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure.
So tell us, how did you become a photographer?
Well, it was just a hobby to begin with, and then people would ask me to do their weddings, so I would do portraiture, black and white portraiture, and print it myself, and here we are. You know, it just kind of grew, really.
How many years have you been shooting weddings?
26.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
September 1999 was the first one.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And
I was 25 years old.
What do you love most about shooting weddings?
Well, I think it's the fact that it's a one-off event, really, and you only get one chance. You know, so it's the interacting with the people, but it's also the danger element. You know, it's quite exciting.
It is exciting.
It is
isn't it?
exciting.
It is, because it's a massive adrenaline rush, isn't it? when
It's
you're
the
out
adrenaline
on the
rush.
day.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah. So what inspires you about weddings?
Well, it goes back to it being a one-off event. You know, you've got one chance to make it special for them, and so yeah, I'm addicted to the danger. I think
The danger.
Really, yeah, I'm inspired by the danger.
What's the most dangerous thing that's happened?
Well, that was probably on the way home from a wedding, actually. So it wasn't. So it's wedding related, but not quite. But I think writing off a car, and waking up in an airbag, it's probably quite dangerous, actually. Yeah, so it was a very late finish, and that was so long ago, shooting on film. So I've woken up in an airbag, and they give off a lot of dust. So you think the car's on fire. So I've run out, got the film out of the boot, and I'm standing. I was almost home, actually. I was in the high street at home, got into a bollard. So I'm standing there looking at the car, hissing and fizzing and smoking. And there's a couple of chaps who obviously had a good night in the pub, right? And they've come up, hasn't even noticed the car there. And he said, "You got a light?" And I've looked at this guy holding my box of film.
God.
Looking at the car, I said, "No, I don't smoke." And then he's noticed the car. He's noticed the car fizzing and smoking and everything. And Dave, look at that. It's blimey. And they go, "Ooh." And then he said, he looked back at me. He said, "Anyway, you got a light?" But that was so close to home. I walked home, and of course the police they have to come around and do the breathalyzer thing, which was fine.
Yeah.
So I'm in the bizarre situation where at 3:00 in the morning I'm there in my lounge with a female police officer looking through my wedding albums. I'm actually I'm a wedding photographer. This is what I do.
Did she book you?
No. I thought you meant legally. Yeah, I was in court the following day, handcuffed. Well, I don't know when she was getting married. I think she was just interested in the pictures.
How funny.
So it was odd. So that was probably the strange. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the most dangerous thing, yes.
Whereabouts are you based, Barry?
I'm in mid-Sussex, yeah. A little place called Hassock.
How far will you travel to shoot a wedding?
To shoot a wedding? Well, the furthest I've been is Tuscany.
Oh, lovely.
In Italy, obviously. Yeah,
Wow.
That's the furthest. The one that comes closest to that would have been the Isle of Man.
Oh, wow.
So both of those weddings required a flight.
But generally, do you aim to work fairly locally, or do you
These days, I'm more or less sort of in Kent and Sussex, Surrey area. But Manchester. I've been to Manchester, Liverpool. All over the place.
all over the place?
Yeah.
Where do you find yourself working the most?
These days, more often than not, I will be working at High Rocks in Tunbridge Wells. Yeah.
Which is where we met, isn't it?
It is indeed. It is, yeah.
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 Back in 2013.
It was. Yeah.
What do you like most about working at the Rocks?
Well, the Rocks has got everything, really. It's got an extraordinary backdrop. The natural backdrop with the rocks, obviously. Tremendous views from the top, so you can get spectacular bride and groom shots right up there at the top. Plus the building is marvellous. inside and out. Plus, there's the addition of the train,
Yes.
the steam train.
Yeah.
You can you can arrive on the train, which is all rather marvellous. And there's always, the garden is always good, so it's got everything.
Yeah.
It's always colourful, lots of flowers. It's good.
I do remember one occasion where I think you were on the train with the bride, weren't you? I think you travel.
Yeah, nobody else, just me and the bride. Well, we did one just a couple of weeks ago, actually, where they arrived on the train. And usually it'd be one party, it'd be the bride or the groom that will arrive on the train, more often than not. But on that occasion, both the bride and groom
did they?
arrived on the train. But to prevent the groom seeing the bride, they blindfolded him. So we had a groom, and with a blindfold on.
Fantastic.
And so the bride and groom actually met on the platform at Tunbridge Wells.
But he couldn't see her.
So I've got hugging pictures and everything, and he's got a blindfold on.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So they then just hustled him off into the venue, did they? And
so how did that work? So so he got off the train first at High Rocks, and he sort of stood to the side with his blindfold on, and because they were on different carriages on the train, and then the bride got off, and they all went in, and then I think the groom followed up. I think that's the way they did it. Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, great fun.
Oh, I bet that was a fun day.
It was great.
What style would you say your photography is?
Well, it's a combination really of the natural shots and the portraiture. Really, I can swap from one to the other. So, most of a wedding you would shoot as it happens naturally. But yeah, I like to do the portrait shots and everything, and the elegant shots and all of that. Yeah.
And obviously, I've worked with you a lot, so I know what it's like working with you. And you run around more than any photographer I know. You literally are running all over the place. How do you stay wedding fit?
Well, I do a lot of walking. I live near the South Downs, so I do a lot of hiking. Long walks. I do a bit of jogging, and because in this business, as you know, we spend forever in front of a computer.
Yeah.
I've got a desk mic.
Have you?
So I'm producing photographs and cycling, going miles. Going nowhere really, but cycling miles but going nowhere. So I've got a desk mic. Yeah.
Wow. So it just slots under your desk.
Well, it's got a desk on it, so it doesn't actually go under the desk. So you would put your keyboard on the desk, and off you go.
Off you go. So how long a period of time will you sit on the bike for then?
Well, you can be in front of a computer, can't you? I mean, editing 8 hours.
But you wouldn't be on the bike the whole time?
Yeah.
No, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The office chair has gone. Yeah.
Wow.
It's no. Yeah, I'm on a bike. 8 hours a day. It's marvellous. Look at me.
So what advice would you give to couples when they're looking to book a photographer for their wedding?
Well, I suppose obviously go to the website. Look at the website. Look at the social media. I mean, that's how you're going to. You want to see the photographs. So that's where you're going to see. That's where you're going to see the pictures. Yeah. So, I mean, years ago, before the websites, they would come and see you. There was no other way of seeing what you could do. But now I would say, go to the website, go to the social media.
Yeah. It's all changed, hasn't it?
It's all changed. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember many years ago just sitting in front of couples with a laptop showing films and the days before
going through
socials
in my case going through the albums, but I don't know about you, but it's rare that you actually meet a couple.
Yeah, it is.
Days.
I mean, quite often we meet them on Zoom.
Yes,
but face to face is far less.
It's quite rare.
Yeah, which is a shame because it's quite. I always try and get to know my couples as much as I can, which I'm guessing you probably like to do as well.
Yeah.
Because it's good to know, isn't it, whether they like a bit of humour or whether it's a bit more.
All of my couples like humour.
Oh, otherwise they wouldn't book you.
They don't have any choice. Goes without saying.
How far in advance should couples book their photographer?
I would recommend at least a year. Yeah. Sometimes it's 2 years.
Do you think the booking timelines have changed?
I think maybe people did book even further in advance some years ago. Yeah, could be that.
What are your top tips for couples to make sure they get the best photographs on the day?
I would say the best tip is just to be on time. You know, once you start, if you're late, you're playing. Everyone's playing catch up. Yeah, just be on time.
Problem is, if they're late, at the end of the day, the chef is going to have the food on the table, aren't they, for the time that it's designated.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's the only thing that's going to happen is they're going to just lose too much time,
They're going
aren't
to
they?
lose time. Yeah.
And invariably, it's the photographs, isn't it, that suffer?
Yep. It's that. Yes, it's that has to be cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is. It's important, really important, isn't it, to be on time?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I had one quite recently. It was quite late, and it made quite a dent in the reception.
Yes.
I think that possibly in years gone by, it didn't seem to matter so much, but it's because you would always have their bride would always be late, wouldn't they? And it was always almost a tradition.
Well, decades ago, it wasn't, weddings weren't shot the same way.
No.
So, the camera would be on a tripod, you might get 30 pictures in your own, so it didn't matter too much. But now we're shooting documentary style, most of it. There's a lot more pictures. And so when it comes to the portrait, but you need to, at that time, just to make sure that they're right.
Yeah.
Because the whole wedding used to be just the portrait pictures, and there'd be about 30,
yes.
30 of them, wouldn't there?
Yeah.
So in that regard, it's changed. Yeah. So I think the top tip is be on time.
What part of the day do you enjoy shooting the most?
Well, that's interesting because most people wouldn't agree with us, but I I think it is the group shots and the portraits really. Because these days it's quite trendy to say, just do the documentary. But I enjoy the groups.
Well, you make it fun.
Because you can lark about.
Yeah, you make it fun and you make them laugh, and
it's a bit of entertainment.
Yeah,
really, So I quite like it. Yeah, quite like that bit.
When a couple's looking to choose their photographer, are there any red flags that they should look for, do you think?
Well, I suppose lack of experience. Which would show in a portfolio. So if there's not much on their social media or their website, I suppose that would be a red flag, I suppose.
Do you do many destination weddings?
Well, there's only the two, really, only those two. But I am available, particularly for Tuscany.
So tell me about them. What were they like?
Well, Tuscany was wonderfully sunny, colourful, wonderful food. They had a cathedral. We were in a town called Cortona, and they had this wonderful cathedral, which was so beautifully ornate inside, and just outside was just ordinary sort of stone, really. But then you go inside, it's just opened up with this beautiful colour,
lovely,
marvellous. And then they had the reception at a villa up on the hill overlooking the lake.
Oh, gorgeous.
I mean. What more do you want?
Yeah.
We had a sunset in the evening.
Oh,
tremendous.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned the Isle of Man. What was that like?
Yes. Well,
how did you get that wedding?
How did I get that wedding? Well, they had a church wedding near me, and then the bride was she lived on the Isle of Man, and they were having what she called the big one, which as if the church wedding wasn't big enough. The big one on the Isle of Man itself. So they had a nice hotel there in Douglas, and then they got married in a village at the top of the island called Bride.
Brilliant.
Appropriately enough.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that was great fun.
So how far was that from the hotel then?
It was about a half an hour drive.
Right.
Yeah, and the quickest route took you over the mountains there, which is where they do the TT racing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so it was quite something.
So great fun. I've never been to the
Obviously,
island.
I went to the wedding on my motorbike.
Brilliant. How do you handle unexpected moments that could happen on the day, like bad weather or things overrunning, for example?
How do you handle it? In my stride, really. You just have to be. Well, it's a wedding, so anything could happen, really. So so you just have to roll with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anything happens, you just go with it. Yeah.
So if you have a couple that are quite camera shy, how do you manage to put them at ease and get the best out of them on the day?
Well, I'm not sure that I have a particular technique other than just just doing what I do, which seems to work. So so larking about is probably the best way of putting it.
And it does work, doesn't it?
It does. It does seem to work. And we have a good time. So, but it does seem to work. Yeah. I mean, because loads of people say, we don't really like being photographed. But, to begin with, or beforehand. But usually, they say they've had a great time, So whatever I've done
has worked.
Has worked.
Is it more often the brides or the grooms that prefer or say that they don't like their picture being taken?
If there's one or the other, it's probably the brides, I would think. Yeah.
And what gives you the biggest job satisfaction?
Well, I think it's just when you finish that, because the couples get a slideshow. Mm-hmm. It's when you sit back and watch the slideshow through, and you think, that was pretty good. I enjoyed that. And then getting those emails that come in, it's amazing.
Yeah,
we love it. Thank you so much. So it's that really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your couples would get a slideshow, they'd get digital pictures. Do they get albums as well? How do you?
Well, they can have all of that, yeah. But in the first instance, they will have their slideshow. So I like to send the slideshow to them first, so it's their wedding day, set to music and everything, which they can watch on their televisions and whatnot. Then the high resolution photographs come out. And if they want to do an album, they can do one of my magnificent designer albums if they want.
And how many pictures would they actually get digitally to start with?
Well, it seems to be increasing each year. These days it's somewhere between 400 and 800.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
And actually, the one we did recently where they came on the train with the blindfold groom, I think theirs was over 1,000 actually.
Wow.
That was a busy wedding.
Goodness.
Yeah.
That's just you on your own. No.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, there was a lot going on at that wedding. Great fun, but a lot of post-production. So I was cycling on that desk bike.
Go to Land's End and back.
I think I did.
That's a lot of pictures.
That was a lot of pictures, yeah.
Do you help couples prepare the timeline of the day, or do you just kind of go with whatever they want?
Well, the timeline is usually already set out, so they've set their ceremony. They've usually had a liaison with the venue, so they've decided when they're going to sit down. So my input was, I will usually say something like, after the meal, then we'll go and do the portrait, depending on what time of year it is. If it's a summer, then we might go and do the portraits with the couple after the meal, or if it's a winter, we might work it another way. But in terms of timeline, it's usually already set out. Yeah, and I just tell them where I'm going to fit in that timeline.
Yeah,
really. Yeah.
What's your favourite wedding tradition?
Well, that's probably the hardest question you've asked because a wedding is a tradition, isn't it? All of it's a tradition. So you've stumped me there, Carol. I don't know how to answer that one. What about what for you? What is
me? Oh gosh, now you stumped me as well.
Well there we are.
There's quite a lot of them I like. I really love the speeches,
right?
Because it's lovely to hear the couple's story.
Yeah,
and it's great to hear how they met and a bit of the background. So I love speeches.
Yeah.
And I love, the walking down the aisle. That is one of my favourite because it's just so exciting.
Right.
And just the look on everyone's faces at that moment. It's just a real pleasure to capture that.
Marvellous. I'm so glad you came to my interview.
That's all right. You can ask me questions. What about, I could talk about, or are there any traditions you prefer not to see at a wedding? Like, for me, it's receiving lines.
Well, definitely receiving line. Yeah, mind you, that is quite rare these days. But they could go on for a long time. Yeah. But a thing that I see from time to time, you don't see it so much now, but you used to, is somebody of an older generation would give the bride a horseshoe, you generally see a sort of expression on the bride's face that's being polite, but thinking, I wish I had got to carry this. So probably on behalf of the brides, probably no more
horseshoes.
Yeah.
One other tradition that I loved, which I've only ever seen a couple of times, was the chimney sweep.
The cat. Do you know that chap? I can't remember his name.
He's brilliant.
He was great.
I'm sure he's the only one in the area.
It's the only one I've seen. He was great fun. Yeah, the cat on his shoulder, brilliant. Yeah, I've not seen him for a few years. I don't know if he's still doing it, but he was great fun.
He's amazing. The tradition behind that is that he's meant to bring good luck.
Good luck. That's right. Yeah.
But when I first saw him, I knew he was going to be there. I honestly thought the cat was stuffed that was on his, because it was just a black cat.
That's right.
Sitting on his shoulder.
On his shoulder, yes.
And I thought, that can't be real. It has to be stuffed.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It just sat there. And he was in the middle of the road with this cat on his shoulder.
Yeah, I know. Amazing. You know, from the bride's point of view, the good thing about that is, unlike the horseshoe, she doesn't have to carry it around. She doesn't have to carry the chimney sweep around. So that's not a bad one.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good, that chap. Yeah.
He's very good. And what's one of the funniest things you've ever seen happen at a wedding?
Well, a funny event, it's probably not the funniest, but it was quite funny. So it was a long time ago, and the wedding was in a mansion. It was the family home in the West Country. At the bottom of the lawn, was the river. I mean, everyone has a river at the bottom of the lawn, don't they? So when the bride and groom were leaving at the end of the night, everyone was sort of lining the route down with the sparklers and everything. So they've gone down there, and they're leaving in a boat. So the bride's brother had practiced this boat. I saw him, in the afternoon, just practice. So it was just one person in the boat, this little boat with oars, So they're on this boat, it was a bit cramped, and they're off down the river. Everyone's waving them off. So as they've gone down the river, it's pitch dark, right? But I'm shooting it with flash, and they were sinking.
No,
it was taking on water.
No.
Yeah, so that marriage was already on the rocks.
Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, they didn't go far, but they were just sort of around the corner and they got out. But it was taking on water. They were sinking.
Oh no! So presumably, could the guests see or
no? Because it was dark. You see, I only saw it because I was lighting out with flash. So when I'm looking at the photographs afterwards, they're sinking.
Oh dear!
Hilarious.
Well, at least it was at the end of the day.
It was at the end of the day. If you're going to sink, do it right at the end.
At the end. Oh. What do you love most about your job?
Well, it's happy people in good clothes at wonderful venues, enjoying magnificent food and wine and everything. It's what's not to like? It's all good fun.
It's just fun to be around, isn't it?
It's fun, yeah.
I think we're very honoured to work within the wedding industry because it's a joyful day, isn't it? And
it's a great day. It's a happy day. There's a lot in life that isn't so much fun. But a wedding day, everyone's happy.
If you were not a photographer, what other job would you like to do?
I'd like to be a pilot.
A pilot?
Yeah. Because, once you're above those clouds, it's all blue sky and sunshine, isn't it?
Well, thank you very much for coming in to chat to me today.
Absolute pleasure.
It's lovely to see you.
And you, Carol.